Okay, so
Yo,
people,
humans of Meta. It's
human of people.
A pleasure to be here with you all today. And my name is Moritz, this is Felipe.
Welcome.
Our mission in Humans of Meta is to bring extraordinary art into the blockchain.
Slowly, slowly. How do you feel today?
I'm great, man.
Okay,
I'm great.
because it's really important to know how the people feel. Okay, if you don't know how the people feel, it's like you don't know if the things that are gonna come later will be like yes, no, maybe 50%, 60%, 20%. So you are fine.
I'm amazing.
Why you are amazing?
Because we're having this conversation right now.
Okay, perfectly, very well. I feel better. I hope the whole show you feel better right now.
All right, as you guys can see, this is Felipe.
Welcome.
A lot of energy, a lot of vibes. And I met Felipe a few months ago here in Sweden.
Okay, now we are in Sweden.
Yes.
So
yeah.
can we say where are we now? Because now we are
We're in Stockholm.
We are in Stockholm. Stockholm is a really exciting place.
It is.
Full of people like us.
Okay.
And hopefully full of people like you.
Yes, absolutely.
But before
we need to introduce Felipe and understand what exactly are we doing here today.
Today is really an important day because we choose finally to start to collaborate together. Okay.
Exactly. So I met Felipe a few months ago here in Stockholm.
In Stockholm.
Yes.
In Stockholm, people
And
in Stockholm.
The energy of Felipe. Felipe is an artist. He has doing several experiments for a while already. And the thing that really brought my attention to the things that he were doing is he was always able to connect a real meaning to his art. Like his art would not only be a painting, would not be the only thing, and he actually despised this kind of things.
Yes, I don't agree with this stuff. I don't like the concept of art. I don't like the term art.
Exactly.
The term art got some sense maybe a couple of centuries ago, but now it's totally fucked up. It's totally different. So basically, art is connected with money. And we spoke about crypto. So if you spoke about crypto, you spoke about money. If you spoke about money, you spoke about art.
So he brought all these ideas, all these crazy concepts into his researches, the things that he were doing. And eventually I saw that he was researching into NFTs and he was creating all these concepts around NFTs. And I realized it was a perfect match to bring Felipe's ideas and his energy into the Humans of Meta community. So
Yes.
Today we're going to talk about the projects that you are building.
The project for also released inside Meta community and why inside the Meta community and what we want to do with this kind of project and with this kind of...
Absolutely. So before we start, all right, going to the projects, Felipe, who are you?
So welcome. I'm for who don't know, it's really bad, really disappointed. You should know what I've done. If not, maybe or it's my fault, or it's your fault, or it's the fault of someone else. Anyway, we can fix the problem right now. So well done. I'm Felipe. I come from Italy. I'm a painter, an artist. I did many collaboration with many DJ for many new experiment, new technology for art. And the biggest things that I've done, that I think, and I hope, and also other people tell me that was fucking giant, was like a way how to combine our human body with the program system, and so it was like a method to develop our body as a machine.
How long ago did you start to do these experiments?
This experiment took like at least 3 years.
3 years.
The first year was only because the thing is that.
And you told me that you got this award from one of the biggest awards
it was fucking cool. In the 2018 I won the biggest prize for the painter in Italy about painting. Because I brought this project. It was a project how to use your body as a machine, and which kind of machine? We choose the printer. So the reason was the question was like that.
Explain how it works.
Okay, it's really easy. I started many years ago to paint with 4 brushes. Okay, so each brush is with one different color. And when I started to do these things, I realized that my hand was like a piece of a printer, like RGB, CMK and stuff like that. And so I started to think, hey, what the fuck, if my body is like a piece of the machine, and if my brain is like a computer, okay, if I find a way how to set up my computer, so my brain, and connect it with my hand, so with my color, like a printer, with the code, okay, I can print as a printer.
Alright.
Okay, and basically it's a machine. The problem was which kind of code our brain can read, because at the beginning, think about a binary code was really complex, really tricky. So basically, also with a long collaboration with other musicians, sound engineering, producer, stuff like that, and DJ. I create a method where you have a track, a song. Inside the song there are like the code, is a musical code. And in spite of the note that you listen, you can put the correct color, that is your different finger, in a kind of circular grid, like a circular grid of pixels. And then after you can paint as a printer. So you don't need to know what are you gonna to paint. You don't need to know how to paint. You don't need also to know the image that you're gonna paint. You need only to follow the code and act as a machine. And this way I start basically to print. And inside this process, the last version took like 2 hours. So in 2 hours you can print a giant painting on your wall, also if you don't know how to paint. In this 2 hours you are totally inside the program.
Yes.
Okay, so each second you have a different note or a different number.
So pretty much you're using an earphone.
Yes.
And then every time that there's a different sound, you know which finger to print, right?
This was at the beginning with a different sound. Then the idea was also create this method for everyone, and it's a little bit tricky that everyone will be able to hear the different sound. And so the question was like, how can we do it like in a more easy way? So also we start to use number. So for example, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, because before it was with 4 brushes and then was with 8 brushes. So you're like a fucking human machine that print. And these things existing. And after that, so I start to do like many performances with DJs.
What kind of performances?
Performance, basically I create a giant Stargate. Do you know Stargate? Like a giant Stargate. And then you have to, then when I gone with 8 brusher and also the tank to paint this kind of...
So you wear a tank and the brushes to paint?
8 tank on my back, and 8 brusher connected with the cable.
Yes.
And during the performance you play, you use the finger in spite of the number of the color of the note for like 2 hours, so there are a lot of pixels.
Yes.
And after 2 hours you print the image that was written inside the song, okay?
Yes.
And the thing was that the performance was so exciting, okay? But then the picture was like not important as the process. The process was more important than the picture. And this is fucking important. The process is more important than the result.
All right.
Because it's not the travel that brings us the solution, it's the solution that brings us to the travel.
Okay. All right, but when did you start? Wait, when did you start to bring constellations into that?
Okay, yes, and so the question was, what can we paint inside with this complex method if the image is not any more important as before?
Yes.
So the idea was like paint a constellation. So take constellation, I don't know, constellation of Pegasus, Dragon, Phoenix, or maybe Lynx, or other constellation. Took the image of the constellation, but transform the image of the constellation in the musical painting process, and then paint this constellation exactly in the same moment where this constellation was basically on top of you. So, for example, the week before of the performance.
Why doing this?
Why? Because,
what is this?
Because in the moment that you see someone that is like a human, so with your body, and use your body as a machine.
Yes.
It means that also you can use your body as a machine. So it means that if you think that you are a motherfucker or you are unuseful for your life or stuff like that, it's not true. Basically, the thing is that you are not trying to use your body with your real power. And a really stupid way, but it's the first way. The first way is always the stupid way.
Absolutely.
Is copy the machine.
Okay.
We, as a human, actually, it's really stupid. But as we told, the first step is do stupid things. Okay.
Of course.
We humans, we spend a lot of time to develop machine, computer, smartphone, program, algorithm, stuff like that, and we spend a lot of energy there, all of our life, only to produce machine, and not to develop our body. And these things will sound very...
But okay, but how does your art change that? Like what was it?
During what?
Huh?
I forgot it. Very nice guy. Follow Morris.
How do you decide to like? How do you like to solve this issue? To solve the issue of not being able
ayahuasca.
to... Okay.
I took if you combine ayahuasca and a car accident,
And
not in the same day.
What happens?
When you take ayahuasca,
this was the experience that led you to want to explore
these
more the
things
humans?
bring me in this world. This is Mosielago. Welcome, Mosielago. So my friend Mosielago is from Prague because we are also on Twitch. Anyway, I miss you, Marcelo. We are gonna come back anyway. Sorry. Moritz, very cool guy.
Okay.
Yes, what we were talking about?
Like, where does the willing to explore the human machine gets together into the constellation thing?
The constellation. So why the constellation? The constellation basically are stars, okay, that's moving around the universe. And in this era, we don't give a fuck about this stuff. Okay. In the past, we use it for navy, okay, to go in the other part of the world, but basically now no one uses these things of the constellation. The only one that use this constellation are all like for the things of the horoscope,
yes.
the zodiac stuff, okay. Interesting, I tell you, interesting. Read something like that. Or who use this stuff? The NASA. I don't know, the spaceship agency that want to take photo and put it on Instagram.
All right.
So,
but that was the technology that you decided to use.
The constellation.
Yeah.
No, the constellation basically and the stars are the concept of the time.
All right.
Okay, everything's universe means universe because every fucking thing spinning in the same way, and also the process to paint these things was like in a circular way. So in the moment that you start to create something from the center, and then you grow, basically you follow the same process of the creation of the universe. And so if you want to, but
explain then how it works. Like you paint in a circle.
Wait. Shoney, hola Shota, ¿qué pasa? Back to the past, bro. Yeah, back to the past, because this one was the first place where we start to do the live interview with a lot of people that escaped in the last year here in Sweden. So this is like the beginning.
Explain how the whole
cool
panel
was really cool. Sorry, but you don't have the chat. Yes, don't worry, we can cut. I love you.
You're gonna cut all of this.
Well, a human machine paint off algorithm header. Show it your friend. I'm gonna show it. Sorry, because okay. Say ciao to Marcelo. Okay. Also to Shota. Okay. So what we are speaking about?
All right. We were speaking about like the constellations.
Yes.
And now I want to understand where does NFTs come into all of this.
Okay. So how to combine NFT with this kind of stuff? Okay. Basically, the power of the NFT is infinitive. You can do everything. Basically, NFT are idea, concept related with the free money. Free money in the way not related with the country. Okay.
Into the government.
Into the government. So you can create your idea, simply like that. So it's not only about create some image, some good piece of art. Also, I don't believe in art. I don't trust in art.
This
I'm
is
really
cool,
sorry.
but it's not all, right?
Yeah, it's not all. It's only an image on your phone, on your wallet with the price. Okay, so buy gold, or create an NFT of gold, and buy only an NFT of gold. It's done. So it's finish of the story. Why you need to create something? And the thing is that you can bring a concept, give value to this concept with the money.
Yes.
And so if you have a concept, a value, you change the world basically. You change the reality. Because the only things that you need to change the reality is your idea or some good idea that you find it, and then bring it value.
So right
and bring
now,
it power to the idea. It's like power to the idea. It's like power to the imagination.
Right now, what you're trying to do is pretty much to combine all these concepts or whatever concept it is with the liquidity of like the NFTs have. Right? So
yes.
pretty much like it's a bunch of like experiments with meaning. That's the main thing that you always bring.
And the meaning is the same meaning that we spoke before about the constellation, the universe, and stuff like that. Because which was the idea? The idea was like create a kind of banknote, okay, bills banknote. Put it in, each country in the center of the banknote. I know that you don't give a fuck about what is painted or drawn inside the banknote. Me too. At least we watch the different color of the banknote, okay?
Yes.
All the sides. But honestly, we watch only the number, okay?
Yes.
So we don't give a fuck about the color of the banknote, and we don't give a fuck about what is drawn inside the banknote. We give a fuck only about the numbers, okay? And we don't know where this banknote coming from, and we don't ask to ourselves pretty never who print this stuff, if it's correct or not. And when we try, and if we try to print the same banknote, someone come to us and say no. So also they don't let play us with this kind of banknote.
Right.
So the idea was, okay, first of all, create another type of banknote. Boom, banknote. Which kind of banknote? Banknote not of the country, banknote of the universe.
Like a constellation banknote.
Like a constellation banknote, okay?
Alright.
Constellation banknote, and the constellation banknote, of course, are more powerful in the moment that the constellation is up on you. So, for example, if you want to spend your money to buy something, to do something, the best things, if you find also a kind of motivation, a universal motivation, an infinite motivation, it's like the perfect things in the perfect moment with the perfect people, okay? If you got universal money, of course, in the moment that, I don't know, you have the universal money of the constellation of Pegasus, for example, okay? It's not about the drawing, it's about the concept. And also about the drawing, because the drawing is draw it in the same way about how to work the universe, and this is true, okay? Check how fucking work the universe, and you're gonna find also the solution inside this kind of...
So, wait. Pretty much,
Yes, oh, sorry.
pretty much what you're trying to combine is the concept that you had before, where you pretty much look at the constellation you have, you do a painting around the constellation using the code machine into the body, and you want to incorporate that into some like piece of art into a currency, right?
It's not a piece of art, it's piece of time.
Okay.
Let's talk for a second about art and time, okay? Basically, through the art, we can read the time, the history of our other human,
That's
okay?
true.
And this is the things, the time doesn't exist. The only things that make sense to the story of the time is the things that the human create, like the art. You can read, and also we read the history, so what the other people like us have done in the past, through the object that they created, and now we call it art.
Yeah.
A big problem is that the main of the art, also the old art that we got at the monument, inside the church, inside the temple, or what else, at the beginning wasn't art, was advertising.
True.
Okay? So it's worked like that. It was like some rich family, okay, that want to sell more product. So the rich family went to the main multimedia platform of the time, that was the church, for example, in Europe. So rich family go to the multimedia platform that was the church, give money to the church, like the same that you do with Facebook, for example, for the advertising. And with this money, the church pay some artist, okay, so some content creator. They create like some piece of the story of the church, like some painting about this stuff, and then also some things related to the business of the rich family. In the way that each Sunday, when was the day, the main day, where everyone from the city, they went to the church,
Okay.
they can see the advertising from the rich family. These things in the past was advertising, now we call it, it's full of art. It's not true. You have always to think about the concepts that are behind.
Right? It was a symbol for
Is the concept. The church basically are like the difference between the church and Walmart is very close. Okay.
Okay.
When you do something and then art. Let's talk about art. The term art is coming from the ancient Greeks. The term art was the combination of techne and poesis. Okay. Techne means the technique. How good are you to do something? And poesis was like your expression, your pathos, the
Your
energy,
poetry,
your poetry, okay? No, also poetry was another stuff, but I forgot it.
Don't worry. Keep
Okay?
going.
I like read something about etymology. It's fucking interesting, and I forgot it.
Porra, Felipe.
I forgot it. Totally forgot it. Totally forgot it.
All right. We are
Okay.
going into how to combine. What is the project that you're working right now?
These things. So it's basically it's banknote that they give you the access to the real time, that
Yes.
you choose the real time, is like the time of the constellation of the space. And the moment that you want to use this money in a lucky way, because also the trick is like, how can I be more lucky? How can I control my lucky? There are a
So
lot of
pretty much what we're doing right
really
now. man,
easy.
is so I can translate.
You have this currency, this universal currency. Okay, when the constellation of the Pegasus are on the top of you, and you have your currency Pegasus, if you use it, everything's are gonna be better.
So you make a collection that represents in some way this universal currency.
The rhythm of the universe inside the collection,
That's fucking cool.
and you can use it. You can use it simply to keep it. You can use it in other game that we are gonna do it, or you can use it to sell it in the best moment. Of course, the best moment will be when the
And
stars will be alineated.
how do you plan to build this? Like we were talking about like creating a rhythm, like to combine whatever you're building, like whatever release of any currency or any NFT of anything, any piece of like digital art into like associating with the constellations in the sky.
Yes.
So what exactly are we gonna do?
We're gonna create a NFT, basically, that is look like a banknote. There are banknote. Inside there are the painting, do it with this process of the technical universe, music that I spoke before. Each one is related with a different constellation. Each one got a different value, also like the banknote. And that's it.
Nice.
And you can use it, and when there are like the constellation of the banknote, if you're gonna use this NFT in this moment, I don't know, to sell it or to buy something, so to switch something, the hype of everyone will be more hype. For example, you have the banknote of the constellation of Pegasus. Very well. I like it. And then the constellation of Pegasus, I don't know, will be like around December in your zone, okay? You say, hey people, constellation of Pegasus are coming, I'm gonna sell it when the constellation will be like
On the top.
on the top. The people around you are gonna be mad. 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 And
Right.
every night when they're gonna watch the sky, they're gonna see your banknote.
That's nice. That's nice. All right, people, and this is just one of the projects that Philippe is exploring around NFTs. There's several other like, if you think this is crazy, there's things that are even more intense. And I believe that there's several experiments that Philippe can do around like to get feedback from the community, to get like basically pretty much interface with his stuff. There's a sort of like universal game that we want to create to incorporate every project inside Humans of Matter. And I'm like, this conversation, like you're like, it's always really enlightening and at the same time really confusing and really special talking with Philippe. And he's gonna be in the community, and that's it. That's it.
Jump in the water.
Jump in the water.
Jump in the water. Jump
This
in
is
the water.
very out of context, but this was one of the biggest lessons that I got from my relationship with Felipe. Always be willing to jump in the water. That's it.
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a pleasure. See you maybe tomorrow. Yo, bye. Bye. Now see you tomorrow with Luke. Anyway, I love you.
Cool.